is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories, and we begin with breaking news in Miramar. Chopper 4 over the scene. A small plane made an emergency landing in the playground near Coconut Palm Elementary School. It had taken off moments earlier from North Perry Airport, and after experiencing some kind of trouble, it skidded to a stop here, avoiding the school. This is at Monarch Lakes Boulevard and Southwest 136th Avenue. This is also near the Flamingo and I-75. The two people on board were not hurt. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench will have a live report tonight at 5.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look at downtown Miami, a beautiful afternoon. Let's get right to Next Weather Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera.
Yeah, well, you have to squint to see the clouds. You know, you're doing well here. Full sunshine today. We talked about this dry air right on top of us here, and it's not going anywhere for a while. I think, you know, our next rain chance of anything accumulating rainfall is going to be into early next week. But a couple little showers could sneak in on the breeze the next few days, and we'll talk about that. Upper 70s right now. We had 50s widespread this morning. Another cool start this morning and another afternoon with temperatures near 80 degrees, and in fact some of us in the low 80s with very little cloud cover. Next weather radar is quiet here. There's just nothing, not only in Florida but the Gulf and the southeast, courtesy of this big blue H. It's on top of us now. Yesterday was west of us, and that's important because it gives us that northwest cold flow. I think we'll still be cool tonight, but the temperature is going to start responding to this high. When you get the center of the high right on top, as you get the sinking air, and as this air sinks, it compresses, it warms, and it gives us a little bit more to work with here as far as the temperatures. That's about all we're doing. As far as the rest of this evening, we're looking good. And look here, by 10 p.m., last few days, we were already well into the 60s, some of us even in the mid-60s, but 70 degrees at 10 p.m. So the cool down tonight won't be as quick as we've had it the last few days here. I still think, you know, maybe a light jacket in the morning as we drop to around 60, and then we'll be in good shape. Isolated rain showers tomorrow, and on Friday, we're talking coverage about 10%. So it's nothing to get concerned about. And then for the weekend, as we kick off Saturday and Sunday, we will have a very warm breeze. That's going to up the humidity as well. So temperatures will be in the mid 80s. We could even have some upper 80s, I think, on Sunday, but it'll feel warmer because of that moisture that's coming in. Not enough to get us wet here, but enough to really just kind of make it sticky out there. Let's zoom out here, because this is the next threat for some rainfall here, and hopefully we'll get some of it. You know, it may not be much. I think it's looking more like the last front that came in, which, interesting enough, also happened on Monday. So that's going to bring us our next chance of wet weather, which we need here across South Florida. So there are the numbers tonight. Less 50s, more 60s, especially as you get away from inland areas or typical colder spots. But that's still pretty comfortable stuff here for this time of year. It won't be long before we lock in spring and the humidity, right? Not the case yet. So tomorrow, nice and cool in the morning, and then another jump in the afternoon. So about a 20-degree difference with this dry air during the day from morning to afternoon high. Let's check in on the next weather 7-day forecast. Takes you through the weekend. Saturday looks great. Again, a little breezy, but it's a southerly wind, so that's going to warm things up and make this more humid. And then our more significant chance of rain hopefully on Monday here. Coverage, I think, about 40%. That is on St. Patrick's Day with another breezy day, and that it is a cold front. So behind that shower chance, we're going to get cool again. Not as chilly as the last couple of fronts, but refreshingly nice in the morning on Tuesday with highs in the upper 70s to around 80.
Nice few days ahead, Ivan. Thank you. Chopper 4 over the scene of a bad crash on the southbound lanes of the Florida Turnpike. It happened earlier this afternoon. Two box trucks collided. This was near the Golden Glades along Northwest 199th Street, not too far from Hard Rock Stadium. You can see debris all around, and one of the trucks overturned. No word yet if anyone was hurt or what caused the crash. Traffic was backed up for hours while the mess was cleaned up. City of Hialeah is giving its police officers some power to act as ICE agents. They will become the second city in Miami-Dade County to enter into an agreement with the federal government. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner has more on what this means.
Under a new agreement with the federal government, Hialeah police officers will gain the authority to stop, interrogate, and arrest individuals suspected of violating immigration laws.
I'm not agreed at all, because I think the officers, can effort about criminals. not about immigration status or something like that.
Juliet works in Hialeah and lives in Coral Gables, the other Miami-Dade County city that gives its police officers limited immigration enforcement powers.
Most of them, they are trying to be here, like for working and trying to have a better life for their kids. I'm an immigrant too.
Like Juliet, Hialeah resident Martin Garcia said it's going to cause some people to hesitate to call the police.
When I see the police, I see the officer that saved my life or take over to me. But I no see on the officer that requests my paperwork.
Mayor Esteban Bovo and the police chief said that's not the intention of the agreement.
I want the citizens to know that if they need to call police, call. If you see something, say something. We want to ensure that all victims, witnesses know that when officers arrive to a scene, they care about the individuals.
Mayor Bovo said the new partnership is to help the U.S. Marshals. Like when they are performing a raid, police can help with the perimeter.
If you're here illegally, do not violate the law. Very important. You've already violated the law coming into this country. So I would say be as quiet as a church mouse. That way police doesn't have to go and knock on your door for some issue.
But just giving the officers the extra power to ask for paperwork, whether they're told to use it that way or not, is what Juliet and Garcia have an issue with.
I mean, I think it's up to the officer.
That was Morgan Reiner reporting. Coral Gables passed something similar yesterday. And now to a story that you'll see only on CBS News Miami. Months after a man drove off during a test drive at a car dealership, officials have identified the suspect. Now they're asking for help locating him. CBS News Miami's Miramar Rodriguez first broke this story last fall, and tonight she has new details.
The sheriff's office says this is the man they are looking for, 51-year-old Alexander Roque Ramos. He is 6 feet, weighs about 220 pounds, and has a scar along his right jawline. They say they are certain he is the same man seen in this surveillance video walking into Prado Auto Sales on Southwest 8th Street and 73rd Avenue. When we first brought you the story, we spoke with the owner who says he asked to test drive this 2019 white Infiniti XQ. A salesman goes with him, but a few blocks away, the salesman claims Roque Ramos asked him to drive the car back, and once he got out of the car, he says Roque Ramos pushed him out of the car and he drove off in it. Police have been looking for him ever since, and now, after they say they've been able to identify him, are asking the public help in finding him.
Are asking the community for any information that they may have. You know, we know who he is. If you know where he works, where he resides, or any possible location that he may be, we want you to step forward.
That was Maribel Rodriguez reporting. The new inflation report had encouraging news. It's because of easing prices for gas, groceries, and housing. But the Trump administration's trade war could cause prices to rise in the near future. CBS News Miami's Natalie Brand has the latest.
We have tremendous business relationships with Ireland, and that will only get stronger.
President Trump is meeting with the Taoiseach of Ireland today. It comes as the European Union announced it's punching back against new 25% U.S. tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports.
The European Union's been very tough, and it's our turn too. You know, we get a turn at that also.
The EU says it will impose new duties on U.S. goods, including textiles and agricultural products.
Tariffs are taxes. They are bad for business and worse for consumers.
Imports account for an estimated 25% of steel and about half of aluminum used in the U.S. While the producers of those metals are applauding the president's new tariffs to spur domestic production, other industries are bracing for increased costs. Jim Tobin is the CEO of the National Association of Home Builders.
We've seen some estimates that say that it could be up to $10,000 per home that these tariffs could increase the cost. But we're waiting to see. It's still going to be months before these tariffs truly find their bite and we see the impacts.
The administration is also moving forward with slashing the Department of Education, announcing plans to cut the workforce by nearly 50%. The Department of Education says it will continue to deliver programs including student loans, Pell Grants, and funding for special needs students. Teachers groups have slammed the cuts. The National Education Association says the real victims will be the most vulnerable students. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
When we come back, new clues in the search for the missing college student in the Dominican Republic. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. We have new information in the disappearance of a University of Pittsburg student during a spring break trip. Police are now going through surveillance video at the last place she was seen. CBS News Miami's Manuel Bojorquez is outside the resort in Punta Cana.
Surveillance video appears to show the final moments before 20-year-old Sudiksha Kunanki vanished last week, walking with 3 women and 2 men towards the Rio Republica Resort's beach area around 4:15 a.m. on March 6th. Kunanki and a man who officials say is an American that she was not traveling with appear to walk out with their arms around each other. Sometime later, cameras captured members of the group walking back to the hotel while Kunanki and the man she was walking with stayed behind. Then at 8:54 that morning, this video appears to show that man returning to the hotel alone.
Is there anything suspicious in there?
Mira, no podemos adelantar. National Police spokesperson Diego Pesqueira said authorities are still investigating and cannot yet determine if Kunanki's disappearance is the result of an accident or foul play.
Incluso estamos haciendo un operativo muy especial en el mar.
But Dominican Republic President Luis Abinader told reporters that the search for Kunanki is focused near the water because the man who was last with her said a wave hit them while they were on the beach.
Was it always just looking into a potential accident?
Mira, solamente existe un principio en este momento, una desaparición.
All we know is there's a disappearance.
While Dominican and U.S. investigators look into what led to her disappearance, crews are expanding their perimeter, searching for Kunanki by air, sea, and land.
Kunanki's parents have been here in Punta Cana. They arrived shortly after she was reported missing, and they have been urging officials to explore all scenarios here, including foul play and not just the possibility that she may have accidentally drowned. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
And that's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.